Hello, welcome to my channel once again. If you are new here, this channel is all about IT. Anything IT, you are welcome. You know, tech is the future and tech has taken over the world. So if you really have a skill in tech, then you are blessed. I'm a tech guy and I love anything about tech. Okay, into your data analysis class now you started somewhere in February now. We are about to end. If you are interested, there will be an opening soon for new applicants. You just join us, you learn SQL, you learn Excel for data analysis, you learn Power BI for data analysis. You can also learn Tableau for data analysis or Python for data analysis and also SQL for data analysis. If you are interested, you can join us. And in today's class, I'm going to teach you how to use Power BI to create reports and also visuals. Maybe our data set be, but then the raw data cannot speak to you. So you want to analyze it and visualize it so that at least it can make communication to you very easy. In today's video, we are going to use Power BI to analyze a data set and also create visuals from it. So stay tuned. So won't like a page now, me I like it. Now I share to other people to also enjoy the content here if you are only interested in IT. So let's go to the PC and start. Okay, into your computer so we're gonna start with some we're gonna do an analysis on a call center data. Okay, into the objective of this analysis is that we want to see the percentage answered calls, percentage resolved calls, calls per month, agent statistics, average satisfaction rate, average speed of answer. Then we will create some slices or filters to filter the record. As I always say, the raw data is meaningless to management when it comes to decision making. So the role of a data analyst is to communicate the data or convert the data into valuable insights which can guide decision making. And that's what we're going to do today. And every data analysis project, you should have an objective. Every analysis be out there, you should have an objective. Okay, so this is what we're going to look at today. Let me quickly show you the data that we're going to use. So it's a call center data set which has the caller ID, agent, date, time, topics, answered or yes or no, resolved, speed of answer, average talk time, satisfaction rate. So based on this data set, our analysis. This is also our Power BI tool, which is a business intelligence tool used for data analysis, reporting, and also creating dynamic visualization and creating dynamic dashboard. And it's a Microsoft product. The data is in Excel. To load it now, just click on this import data. Then this is the data call center data set. And anytime you try to load data into Power BI, it opens this navigator, which is a snapshot of the data that you're going to work with. This lets you see the snapshot of the data. Either you load it directly into Power BI or you load it into Power Query for data cleaning and transformation. But this data is okay, so we will not do any cleaning. I'll go straight to load it into Power BI. And I have a video on data cleaning with Power Query, which you can watch. Go through my videos na wakore. When I click on loader, the Excel will be imported into Power BI for us to use. And whatever changes that we do here doesn't affect the original data set. It kind of imports a copy of the data into Power BI for us. But when you do an update on the data source there, you just need to refresh in Power BI to update what has been imported into Power BI. Into that is how it works. Into this the data set. We have it here as sheet 1. So I'll right click on it and rename it as call data set, so that at least we know what we are working on. Alright, so I'll call it call data set. Call, let me remove the underscore. Okay, into this our call data set that we have. Then these are the columns that I showed you earlier on. So now that we have our data, what we need to do is to create our dashboard. So this is where we will create the visuals, and also you can click on the table view to see the data as well. So this is the data set, you can see it here. Okay, so I'll go back to report view and start building the dashboard for our data. First of all, this side is called the canvas. Into on the canvas, and I'll click on this to format your report page. Then the background of the page, I want it to be a bit dark gray or light gray. Until select a color from here, then you come here to reduce the transparency so that it reflects or you get what you want. So the higher the transparency, the lighter it becomes. So I think this is okay. Right, so that is all that we need to do here. Now let's build the dashboard. Let's design it. So I'll go to insert shapes, then I'll use a line. So I want this line to be that is where I'll put my heading on this line. So I'll put it somewhere here. Then whenever you put an object, you get the format shape option here, so you can format it. So if you go to shape, we have different types of lines which you can use, but I'll not waste time here. So I'll just go to style, then I change the style to, I want something like this, dark ash. Okay, it didn't change, so let me go to style, then border. No, wait, let me change this border to see. Okay, so to change the line, you need the border. This field is the background, but the line doesn't have a background object, so it's rather here, border color. So this, I want something like this, which is okay for me. Then maybe I'll reduce it a little. Okay, then I need a text, so I'll pick the text box here. Then what I need to type in is, I'll call it call center analysis. Let me just do analysis. So once you type your text, you can select or change the font size. You make it bold. Then the color too, I think I'll choose a darker black, or let me see. Okay, let me pick this one. Then I don't want the background of I don't want this white background. So what I'll do is I'll select it again, go to effects, then background. So background, I will increase the opacity to get rid of it. Okay, then I want this text to be up here, so I'll just move it. Then if you want to change the font style too, you can do so here. So maybe something like this is fine. Then I'll move it up here, since I want it to sit up here. Okay, so I get something like this. Then maybe let me see if I can insert an image. So I'll go here, data analysis, no, data science, get, and I go to icons. Then let me see if I have a telephone icon here. I don't. Okay, no problem. I'll find some later on. All right. Okay, so once we have our title, I will need shapes. So let me insert my shapes quickly. So I'll need a square shape, or yeah, let me pick a square shape. So I'll put the shape somewhere here. Okay, so this shape will have my filters or slicers. Okay, then I'll change the style of the shape. I want a fill color of white. Then borders, I don't want borders, so I'll put the borders off. Then I want shadow, but with that I'll come to general effect, then I'll choose shadow. So I want something like this. I'll make a copy of it, bring it here, reduce the size a little. That will host some of my cards. So there is basically a card that I want to use. Make a copy, put it somewhere here. Let me reduce this a little because I want 3 of them. So I'll delete this because I want the same size in terms of the shape. So I'll just use, okay, let me reduce this a little so that I can just move the shapes. So I'll select all, go to view, then let me see format here, under format, then I'll align it. I'll distribute horizontally, then I'll shift it here a little, shift this here a little, shift this here also a little, then I'll shift this here a little. Yeah, so at least I have something like this, which is fine. Okay, so this is what will hold my cards. I want to just quickly create a design so that we just put on the visuals. Okay, so I think something like this is okay. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is to create our visuals. Okay, so the first report was to find what? Answered calls. So with answered calls, percentage, so we want a distribution of answered calls percentage. So that is in the answered calls we have both the yes or no. So some were answered, others were not. Okay, so that is what we need. We need to do a calculation of calls that were answered and those that were not answered. Okay, right, so now let's see how we can build that report. So when you come here, we have answered yes or no. So I'll open this, click outside the shapes. So you need to click outside the shapes. No, I don't want this. Outside the shapes. Then I will need a donut chart for it. So I'll select this donut chart. Then I will choose this answered calls, yes or no. So what I need to do is I need to get let me select this first. All right, so this gives me the answered calls. Then I need the value. So the value, I will drag answered calls here again to give me a count of each. But as I said, I need the percentages, so I can choose this and do, should I even do okay, let me see, maybe I'll show values as percentage of grand total. Yeah, so when I do percentage of grand total, it gives me a percentage of it. Or we can just, if you can just use count without showing it as a percentage, so it depends on how you want to use it. Okay, so we have our donor chart, but we need to edit it, so I'll come here, format visual, then with the legend I want it to be on top, so I'll push it to the top like this, top center. So I want it to be, then the title, which is answer, I don't want it, so I'll put it off. Then I'll go to detail labels. So detail labels, under label content, currently we have data, value and percentage. That's why we are seeing the value appears to be 2. So I'll drop down here and choose only percentage of total, so that I get only the percentage. Then the values too, I will increase the size a little. I think 14 is fine. I'll make it bold, so this is okay for me. Then the title itself, I come to general, then title. So the title, I will just clean this and do answered calls. Okay, then I will change the heading to 2. Then I will put it in the center like this. Then maybe I will give it, I will change the color to white, then give it a background color. So background color, I'll make it this, yeah, something like this. All right, then the slicer itself, I want to change the colors of the slicer, so I'll come back here and choose slicer. So under visual, slicer, then I want to use these colors, so I want shades of teal, so I'll copy this, then I will change this. So you click on yes, then more colors, then I'll just use this. Okay, then the other color that I want to use is a light shade of teal, so I'll copy this and change, go to more, then I put it in like this. So this is the color that I want. Okay, so I think that's fine. Then the legend too, let me increase the size of the legend a little. So over text, then you change it to maybe 12 is fine. You make it bold. Then the background too, I don't want it because I'll place it on a card. So I'll come to general, then put off the background. So now I have something like this. I just reduce it and take it here. Right, so we have our card with our data created nicely. Okay, so I think that is fine. So the next thing that I need to do is I have to, the next one is resolved. So we're going to look at resolved as well. So resolved, we will use the same thing. So I think I'll just make a copy of this and bring it here. Then I'll just edit it because we are going to use the same thing. So what I need to do is answered. Instead of answered, I'll remove it and put resolved there. So you just drag resolved there. Then here too, you remove this and drag resolved. Then I'll change to, or you can even leave it like that. You still get the same thing here. Then I'll click on this, choose format painter, click here to apply the format painting for me. Then the title, I'll come back here, general title, I'll make it resolved. Okay, so resolved. Go back to visual slices. The first one I will change to this, then the second one to I change to this. Then I have this nice effect as well. Okay, so we are done with our first two visuals. So the next thing to do is we want the average. Let's check what's next online. Inti yepe average. No, we want calls per month. So number of calls per month, we will use, let's see, number of calls per month. Let's use so I'll click outside and choose this chart, start column charts. That is what I'll use. So under caller ID, you select caller ID, or you can just drag caller ID to the y-axis like this. Then it will count the number of calls for you. Then in the x-axis, I'll drag months. So when you look at the dates column here, Power BI automatically groups the dates. So it groups it into a hierarchy. Until when you drop down, you see what year, quarter, month, day. Until if your date is in the right format, this is how Power BI will group it for you. Until so person will use year, you can just drag the year here, then it will give you, but I think it's only 1 year. Until I remove it. If you want quarterly analysis, you can put quarter. It's only 1 quarter. So I'll put month here, then it gives me the distribution of what the month. Then I'll come here, click on it, choose format painter, then I click on this to apply the basic formatting for me. So now I need to do some little changes here. So what I'll do is, I think we need to so we are looking at the number of calls per month, that is distribution between answered and unanswered. So to get that, you just have to drag this answered yes or no to the legend, so that it gives you a distribution of calls per month, whether that's the count of calls answered and not answered per month, because that's what we're looking for. Right, so you just drag it to legends to give you that distribution. Then I'll format this a little. So with the y-axis, we don't need the title, so you drop down, you put off the title. Then we don't even need the values as well, because we're going to put the values on the bars. Then on the x-axis too, I'll put off the title, then increase the size a little, make it bold. Then now we need to show data labels. So you come to data labels and put it on, then you get something like this. So this gives you a distribution of calls per month. Then you come and change the title. So the title will be number of calls per month. Right, so number of calls per month. Okay, so this gives you the number of calls per month and distribution of number of calls per month. Then you just drag it to the card here, because I want it to be on the card like this, sharp. Right, so that is it. Then we need to look at, so let's see if what else. So we are done with the first three. So we need the average satisfaction rate and average speed of answer, and also agent statistics. So that's what we're going to look at. So let's look at average speed of, let's look at agent statistics. So agent statistics means we want to know the performance of each agent. Okay, so here we will need to add measures to do calculations for us. Okay, so I will just go to here, then I choose new table, then I call the table name measures. Okay, okay, so I will rename this. I'll rename this as measures. Right, so this is where I'll, okay, measures, the name of the object table cannot be, okay, so we already have the name measures, so I'll just call it measure. Okay, so measure is simply used to perform custom calculations. So we use DAX, and DAX is a function in most Microsoft product which is used for calculation. So first of all, we're going to answer, or we're going to calculate the total answered calls. So that will help us to know, because we want to see the number of calls that were answered and those that was resolved, or that were resolved by each agent. So the ones that they didn't answer, we don't need them for now. Okay, so to do that, as I said, we need to do some calculations here, and those calculations I want to group them under measures. So I will just right click on this and choose new measure. So the first calculation is we want to know the number of answered calls, and when you choose new measure, you get a function bar to type your function. So percentage answered, that is what we're going to look at now. So percentage answered will be, we use a function called calculate. Then inside that function we will do distinct count. So distinct count will count only distinct values, there will be no repetitions. Then we call the table name. So the table name is called dataset. So we select it. Mostly Power BI will suggest them for you. So what are we counting? We're going to count the IDs. Okay, so I'll choose the call ID, followed by the filter function, because we need to filter only calls that were received. Okay, so into brackets, call dataset, then comma once again. So we are calling the table name followed by the table name again and the column. So the column is, this is the column. And as I said, filtering is used to filter records. So we're going to filter only the Y's, or those that were answered. Then we close it. So what this, let me explain this function to you. So what this calculation will do is that we are going to calculate distinct, we are going to count distinct caller IDs. So if there are repetitions, we will not count them. So distinct means count unique ones. Then, so calculate distinct count into brackets, call dataset, that's the table name. Then the column that we want to count is the call ID. But then we are looking for only answered calls. So you filter that column by yes, using the filter function. Okay, so that is it. Then this gives us the measure. So when you are done, you click on commit, then it will give you that calculation. So if we want to know only percentage answered, let me choose a card and click on it. So it gives us 4054. So this is only the answered calls, 4054. Let's see if, let me check from here. So I'll just enable, I'll use data values and let's see what we get. Data values, but because we are using the percentage, so let me remove this and make it show value as no calculation. Yeah, so you see 4005, right? So that means only the answered calls is what? 4054. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so it's confirmed now. We can go ahead. So I'll choose just percentage of total. Okay, so the calculation is correct. Now we need to know also only calls that were resolved. So when you come here and you check under resolved, we also have yes or no. So we only want to see the ones that were resolved. So it's the same calculation. So I'll just double click on the answered, then I'll copy, or since we are going to use the same function, right click on measure again and choose new measure. Right, so I'll paste this, then change this to percentage resolved. Then at this side we will choose resolved because we are going to calculate percentage resolved. So here, instead of answered yes or no, we just change it to resolved like this, right? Then we leave it at yes because we want to see only those that were resolved. Then you click on enter or commit to have that calculation as well. So now that we are done, let's insert a table. Then we pick, so in the table we will pick the agent names. So you come here and pick agent and you get the names of the agents. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so you pick the agents. We have Becky, Dan, Diane, Greg, Jim, Joe, Martha. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So they are 8, right? Then you want to see the percentage that they received in terms of answered calls. So you just click on this, then it gives you the count. So this is this should be not, this is not percentage, sorry. So I'll just change it. So I'll double click on this and change it to number. So I'll just make it number answered. Then here to so when you are done, you commit. Then this one to, I'll double click on it and change it to this one. Until no answer, you change it to what? Number resolved. Then you commit. That's all. Right. So it's supposed to be number resolved. Then we want to see the average satisfaction rate. So that means we need to also calculate the average satisfaction rate. So how do we do that? The average satisfaction rate, how do we calculate that? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to put the satisfaction rate and also average speed of answered calls. So what we'll do is we come back here, then average, this is the satisfaction rate, then this is speed of answer. So I'll drag satisfaction rate here, but we want the average, not the sum. So you just change this to what? Average. You change the measure to average. Then you drag the speed of answer here, then you change it to average as well. So that gives you the average call rate and average satisfaction rate and average yeah. Okay, let me reduce this a little so that maybe we can have enough space here for, okay, then I'll push this here a little, then open up a little. Okay, let me even close this more, then let's push this here a little. Okay, then I can open this a little. Okay, so in a table too, you can format it if you want. So I'll go to format the totals. We don't need the totals. Then the column headers, I'll make it bold, then maybe increase the size a little. Let me reduce it. Then the background, I'll change the text to white, then I'll make the background this color. No, let me use, let me use the dark teal color. Yeah, this should be fine. Then what else? Yeah, I think it's fine. Then these ones to the background color of the titles, let me use this dark teal. This one too, I'll use the dark teal. Use the format painter to copy and apply to this. Oh, sorry. So this one too, let me just change it from here. All right, so we have a table. Then the design of the table, let me see, maybe I will. So visual effects, column headers, grid lines, Grid lines is fine. Vertical grid lines, I put it on. Yeah, I think that's fine. This is okay. The space is too small. I need to, let me see if I can reduce this a little. Then push. Push this thing here a little. Then this one too, let me push this thing here a little. Then I'll push the background here as well. Then I'll try to increase this a little. Then the values, I think they are too small. Okay, 12 is okay. Then the titles to column headers, let me make it, well, okay, 10 is fine. We can still push this here. Okay. All right, I think this is okay for now. This is okay. Sure. Then maybe I will not need, let me see, style, let's see minimal, let's see none, let's see this. Okay, I think this looks better, but I'll change the title color. I'll change it to this color. No, we've not yet added any title yet, so that's fine. Let me put the title off, but the background color for the column headers, yeah, so this is what I want. Right, I think this is fine. This is fine. Then maybe we can put grid, but I'll put on the vertical grids. Yeah, okay, this is fine. This is fine. So now we need to calculate our average speed. So with this, I'll just need to click outside again, then choose a card. Then I just choose the average speed. So I'll choose speed, and instead of sum, I change it to average, and this gives me the average speed. So I'll click on this, format painter, apply to it, then I just drag it onto this. Then let me format it. So I'll go here, I don't want the category label, then the call out value, I'll increase it a little. Let me make it about 40, make it bold, then maybe change the color to this. Okay, then I'll give it a title of, so the title, you put it on and call it average speed of answer. Yeah, we want to know, so per second. average speed of answer per second, sharp. So we are done with these ones. The next thing that we need to do is we need okay, so I think let me just push these ones a little. Okay, okay. So the next thing is, I think we've done, let's check. So we've done this. So we need to do the average satisfaction rate. Then we create our slices. So the average satisfaction rate, that is, we want to see if the client satisfaction rate, whether is encouraging. So we will have an average speed, and I'll use this gauge. So this is a gauge, so I'll choose gauge. Then the gauge, the fields that I need will be, so the value will be the average satisfaction rate. So I'll just drag this here to the values and change it to average. So it's 3.40. Then we look at the target value and the maximum value. So the target value, at least we should achieve a 4.5. So what I'll do is I'll just create another measure like this, new measure. Then I call it target value. So our target value is what? At least 4.5. If you are not giving us 5, at least give us 4.5. Then I'll put that as target value here. I'll put it here, target value. So this is our average satisfaction rate. We were not able to meet the target value. Then the maximum satisfaction rate that we're looking for will be, so the maximum satisfaction rate will be, let's put satisfaction rate here, and change the measure to maximum. So the maximum was to be 5. This is it. Then we got the target is 4.5 and we got 3.4. So basically we are done with all the things that we need to do as far as this report is concerned. So I will call this, let's change the title, it's too big, it's too long. So this will be average satisfaction. So average satisfaction. Okay, average satisfaction. Then we'll change the color of the gauge. So come to format visual, then color. I will choose this for it. No, let's choose the lighter one. Then the target will be the deeper one, right? So basically this is what we have. Now we need our slicers. So the slicers, what slicers do we need? We need to, so based on the analysis that we will do, we want to do analysis on each agent, then topics and date, right? So to insert slicers is very simple. You click outside, then you choose the slicer. So slicer, we have different types. We have this slicer, we have this list slicer, then button slicer, but let's choose this. Then you select agent, but we want it to be a drop down. So slicer settings, then I'll choose a drop down. Yeah, I want something like this. You reduce it and put it somewhere here, right? Then maybe I'll change the header. The header, I want the color to be this. Then the background, no, I want the background to be this, and the color to be white, like this, right? Then I'll just make a copy and push it down. General effects, I want a shadow, so I'll copy and apply the same to this one. So I'll select this, go to format, general slide effects, then shadow. Okay, and I push this down a little. All right, then what else do we need? So this will be topics, so I have to change. So go back to visual, remove agent and put topics, right? So that gives you the topics: admin support, if you want to do analysis on admin support, contract related, payment related. So this gives you how much, I mean, the performance of the agent depending on the topic. So when you can just click again to remove the filter. Then this one gives you individual agents. So if I want to do analysis on this agent, you just select it and you get analysis on that agent. So there's the average satisfaction rate, calls received, then answered calls, then the average speed per second you can do for another person. Yeah, so we now have a dynamic dashboard ready in Power BI. Then we need to do a slicer for date as well. So I will choose slicer again, then I will choose let's choose the date. So the date, with the date, let's see whether we're gonna, okay, let me just make a copy so that I don't need to edit again, right? Then I just change from topic to date. So this gives me a date kind of slicer. Then the slicer settings, I will change it to, let me see, between. So this gives me a range of dates. So between 1st January to 31st March. So that gives me kind of a range. So you can set a range. Yeah, so this is what you have. You can use this to set a range. Maybe you want to do analysis on specific dates, right? Or you can drop down and pick a date, then you get analysis on that date. So I think we have what we want. Let me see what else. So let me change the text color. So I want this text color to be so I'll go to style. No, wait. Okay, there's the line. There's the line, and this is the text. Okay, so maybe I'll choose this color. Right. Then the background, let me make it a bit lighter. Seems it's too, yeah, I think this should be fine. Okay, then let's see if, so this is for the year 2021. So I'll just add pie chart 2021. I'll increase this, then I'll reduce the font size a little. I want this color, make it 18. No, 18 is too small, maybe 24. Yeah, so this gives me, yeah, something like this. Then let me see if I can insert an image. So icons, get icons. Let me see, let me just put any icon there. Okay, so this is just a call center analysis. Push this here a little. Okay, so I think we are done. We have a fully functional dashboard which management can use to make decisions. So management can analyze performance of each agent using the following, or using this filter, or they can filter based on topics that were reported, or they can also do time series analysis using this. As simple as that. So basically this is how you can use Power BI to create a nice dashboard for management to use for decision making. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next data analysis tutorial. Okay, have a nice day.